Hi, David Crow here, managing editor at Den of Geek, and I'm joined by Mike Nelson, the director of Sweet Revenge and one of the masterminds of the new Jason universe. Mike, how you doing this morning?
Doing great. Thanks for having me, man.
Well, thanks for being here. And obviously, we're talking about the Jason universe, so I think a good place to begin is in your mind, what's the first thing that pops in your mind when you hear the name Jason Voorhees?
Lots of murder. But honestly, like, especially kids of the 80s who grew up and, were either allowed or, like myself, not allowed to watch these movies. It was kind of like forbidden fruit. When I hear that name, Jason Voorhees, immediately, like, you smell, you hear, the visuals are you're just bombarded by his famous kills, obviously the mask, but in it all, there's like, down deep, there's a sense of heart, which I love the series for.
You obviously are making your own take now with Sweet Revenge, which is a short film. What is your Jason? What did you want your Jason to be?
I want to keep him still that mysterious force who sort of just like, you can't, he's in this unstoppable, he's gonna walk towards you, he's not gonna run towards you, he's gonna get you no matter what. Giving him a handful of nefarious weapons. He was recently redesigned by Greg Nicotero, so that was a look that came to the short, and I think, again, it's just about capturing that vibe of what Jason sort of was. For me, Final Chapter is kind of scripture. It's like that was the movie to me that like informed any 80s horror film. You know what I mean? Like, it was the look, it was the feel, it was sweaty, it was dirty, it was like, you could tell it was, and for me, creating the new Jason, like, I wanted to sort of revisit that. I wanted to bring back that vibe of Jason again.
It's a short film. Do you see
Yes.
it becoming a feature or the beginnings of a larger step there?
Let's just put it this way. I would love to, because I feel like I have ideas and there's something really special at the core of this one that I think will resonate. Since
you get to be one of the keepers of that Crystal Lake flame, what is the Jason universe? What does that mean?
Jason universe and what that is, I think it's everything. It's games, it's movies, it's figures, it's collectibles, it's all that stuff. It's like all the stuff that like we've been craving for years now, that like, where has that stuff gone? And I think now it's sort of their chance, and now that it's kind of helmed by, the family who brought it to us originally. Like, I honestly can't wait to see what else they end up doing and all the surprises they have, because, again, as a fan, that's exciting.
In a way, is Jason like maybe one of the original poster children for like VHS and home media? Because these movies were big in theaters, but it was really, despite what the critics would fume, it was home media where he really found generations of love.
The aisles of VHS tapes at the rental stores. It was like an art gallery, Like, growing up, like, that was one of the places to be, like, on a Friday night, with your family. Or in my case, my dad would always take my brother and I, and we would just scour the aisles. And whereas I wasn't allowed to rent those movies, I could walk those aisles and just imagine, like, by looking at those covers, and of course, like, all the Friday the 13th box art is just phenomenal. So it's like, you could always imagine what was going to happen in that movie. And that, again, like, I think part of that was sort of like, even though I wasn't allowed to maybe watch those movies, it took my mind to a place where I could envision what I would want that to feel like and what I would want that to be like.
This was great, and I can't wait to see Sweet Revenge, and thanks for stopping by this morning.
Dude, thank you.
Sure.
Cool.